A legendary fly-half and center, he's been capped more than 50 times by his country and was even called into the British and Irish Lions squads in 2017 and 2021. This is Finn Russell, one of Scotland's finest ever rugby union players, who is mostly known for his attacking instincts. The way he can mix his kicks, flicks, and tricks to create try-scoring opportunities for himself and his teammates is just tremendous, and this is what got him recognized all across the world as a great rugby player. But was it all this easy for him? What was his approach in times of great adversity, and how did he make his way out of that? And most importantly, where did it all start from? Born on September 23, 1992, in Stirling, Scotland, Finn Russell grew up in a family deeply rooted in rugby, with his father Keith Russell actively participating in the sport. His upbringing in Bridge of Allan, a small village in central Scotland, provided a peaceful yet supportive atmosphere for his growing talent. Russell had a natural talent for athletics since an early age, but it was rugby that truly caught his heart. Russell attended Wallace High School, where he began his rugby career. Finn excelled in an environment that placed a high value on sports, particularly rugby. His early years were distinguished by a love of the game and a drive to succeed, attributes that would later define his career. Despite his evident talent, Russell's route to professional rugby was not without hurdles. Unlike many of his colleagues who attended typical rugby academies, Russell adopted a different approach. After finishing school, he worked as a stonemason for 3 years, refining his craft during the day and playing rugby in the evenings. This stage of his life was marked by hard effort and dedication as he balanced a physically demanding career with his rugby ambitions. Russell's big break came when he joined the Glasgow Warriors Academy. Coaches were impressed by his performances, and he was quickly promoted to the Warriors' senior squad. However, the transfer was not flawless. Russell faced intense competition and the need to perform at a higher level. His early games were inconsistent, and there were questions about whether he could make the transition to professional rugby. Finn Russell represented Scotland at the 2012 World Rugby U20 Championships. During this period, he was also chosen to play for Ayr, helping them win the league and cup double in the 2012-13 season. At this point, he signed with the Glasgow Warriors and started playing professional rugby in the PRO 14. This is where Russell actually rose through the ranks. Russell's peak season was in 2013-14, when he played an important role in the Glasgow Warriors Pro 12 campaign. His flair, originality, and unconventional playing style began to show through. Russell's ability to read the game, combined with his remarkable skills, elevated him to the ranks of elite players. His performances earned him a call-up to the Scottish national team, which marked the start of his international career. However, playing for Scotland brought new obstacles. Russell had to adapt fast to international rugby, which is more intense and requires more skill. Russell had an impressive debut against the United States in June 2014, but it wasn't until the 2015 Six Nations Championship that he truly established himself on the international scene. His efforts were crucial to Scotland's campaign, and he rapidly became a fan favorite for his daring plays and cool temperament under pressure. After 6 years with the Glasgow Warriors, Russell felt it was time to try a new rugby style. Leone Nakarawa, his former Glasgow teammate, suggested he move to France. The 6'4" Fijian had been with Racing 92 since 2016. Russell considered the notion and discussed it with his agent, wondering if any clubs would recruit him. Montpellier, Lyon, Toulouse, and Bordeaux were promptly lined up. However, Racing 92 was ultimately successful in their bid. The club was then attempting to replace its star player, Dan Carter, who had left for Japan's Kobelco Steelers. Here, Russell would face the difficult challenge of replacing the two-time world champion. But once talking about his decision, Russell said, "I don't think you progress if you never leave your comfort zone, and I have everything to discover here. A new life, a new environment, a new language, and new teammates. I like the challenge." Though he was small in stature, he was a gifted rugby player. Russell quickly made his impression. French fans were discovering a player who defied rugby stereotypes. Winger Simon Zebo, his racing colleague, described him as having the physique of a darts champion. John Beattie, who played with him for Scotland between 2014 and 2015, shared this Russell anecdote on the Basta Show, saying, "His nickname with us was Finn the Muscle Russell because he had nothing. He had no muscle. He didn't look like anything. He'd take his shirt off and we'd have a laugh." He then continued, commenting, "But when it comes to rugby, he stinks of rugby. The choices he makes, the way he livens up our game, whether it's for racing or now Bath, it just explodes." But making his place and integrating into his new club was not easy, and the decision came with its own challenges, and language was one of them. But he somehow managed to overcome this barrier. While once talking to the media on his decision, Russell said, "I think one of the hardest parts was the language when I first got there, for sure." He further continued his opinion on it, saying, "Trying to understand the game plan, get on board with everyone quickly, and communicate with them somehow on the field when I didn't speak the language. Although they were speaking just enough English, but not enough to properly get your point across, or vice versa. It would have been tough for them. Maybe that gave me a bit of freedom, because if it went wrong, I could say, well, I didn't understand. Just blame it on the language, you know?" Despite his growing popularity, Russell's career was still having its challenges. Injuries hampered him at various stages, causing him to miss critical games and impairing his performance. In 2015, he suffered a concussion that kept him out for several weeks, a sobering reminder of the physical demands of professional rugby. Russell's dedication to his health and willingness to return stronger showed his persistence. Russell's off-field career was defined by a well-publicized fallout with the Scotland national team in early 2020. Disagreements with the coaching staff over disciplinary concerns resulted in his temporary suspension from the club. This moment of turbulence was a true test of Russell's character and skill. He took the time to reflect, address the concerns, and work toward a resolution with the team. But at Racing 92, Russell continued to excel, becoming one of the top performers in the French league. His partnership with the club's other star players led to memorable performances in the European Champions Cup, cementing his reputation as one of the best fly-halves in the world. Russell's ability to deliver under pressure, coupled with his consistency, made him a key figure in both his club and national team. Aside from his great play on the ground and on-field achievement, Russell's journey is also one of personal development. His experiences, both positive and negative, helped form him into a more mature and grounded person. The early troubles, injuries, move to France, and national team repercussions all helped him grow as a player and a person. Russell's distinct playing style, which combines flair, originality, and unpredictability, has won him fans all over the world. His ability to make daring plays and his vision for the game distinguished him from his colleagues. His true legacy, however, is defined by his resilience, work ethic, and determination. Today, Russell stands as one of the premier fly-halves in world rugby, celebrated for his skill, vision, and creativity. His work with Glasgow Warriors, Racing 92, and the Scotland national team have had an everlasting impact on the sport. Russell's ongoing high-level performance has earned him countless honors and the admiration of his colleagues. His story is an encouragement to young athletes everywhere, demonstrating that with perseverance and enthusiasm, aspirations can become a reality. Finn Russell's rugby legacy is still being written, but what is evident is that his journey exemplifies the power of determination, talent, and a passion for the game. As he continues to shine on the field, fans and aspiring players alike will look to him as an example of what can be accomplished with hard work and an unwavering attitude. But we'd like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this outstanding rugby player, and in what ways did his story inspire you? Let us know with your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked watching this video, then hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing sport content. See you next time.